Hi, it's Bernard Nomberg with the Nomberg Law Firm in Birmingham, Alabama. I wanted to talk with you about nurses in the workplace and how they can take certain measures to prevent or lessen the chances of being hurt in the workplace. Nursing, especially in a hospital setting, is very physically demanding, and nurses' backs take the brunt of that load. The American Nursing Association has recently put out studies that show that RNs rank fifth in the occupations most at risk for strains and sprains, higher than stock handlers and construction workers. Studies of back-related work comp claims reveal that nurses have the highest claim of rates of any occupation or industry. There's no way to completely avoid being injured in the job or doing certain motions, but there are things that nurses can do that can lessen the chances of having career-ending back injuries. I'm going to go through just a few of them, and if you have questions or concerns about this, please give us a call at the Nomberg Law Firm, 205-930-6900. First of all, using good body mechanics. For nurses, when they lift patients, they should bend at the knees and using their legs and not their backs. While transferring patients, the nurses should use transfer boards if possible and assistance from a second individual. I realize that not all settings are ideal for this, but these are just suggestions that if they're available to the nurse, hopefully that would be something that could be used. Also, when lifting, keeping the objects or the patients they're lifting closer to their midsections, the center of gravity of the patient as possible, of the nurse. Maintaining the back in a neutral position preserves its natural curves. Keys to maintaining a neutral spine when bending forward or lifting is to bend or hinge from the hips, not from the back. Another suggestion or recommendation is staying in shape for the nurse. Nurses who maintain muscle strength, flexibility, and normal weight are less likely to get hurt. I think there are many studies out there that support this thought. Nurses should consider consulting with a physical therapist to talk about proper techniques and the like. Wearing good shoes would also be a reasonable thing nurses could do. Walking and standing on those hard floors puts lots of stress on backs. Comfortable shoes, can be good shock absorbers to absorb some of that. Advocate for proper technology and training in the workplace setting. Seek out employers who offer certain technology and training that help to promote ergonomically sound movements and positioning, and hopefully those things will help reduce risk in the workplace. Certain hospitals offer mounted motorized ceiling lifts, portable lifts, transfer technology, and those things are typically, if used properly by a nurse who's trained, that should be able to help ease the burden on back when moving patients. Also, maybe consider either implementing or finding an employer who has an injury prevention program and an ergonomics specialist who evaluates nurses' work environments. Again, not all employers, not all clinics, hospitals, etc. have these things available. These are just suggestions that might make the workplace burden a little easier on nurses' bodies when they're exposed to potential harm. Also, if ultimately the nurse is in pain from working in a traumatic situation or dealing with patients, there may be other jobs within the nursing profession that may become a little bit more easier on the body, such as working in labs. That may not be where you have to do any lifting and the like. There are other suggestions. There are many other ways to prevent injuries in the workplace. These are just a few that we've come across. Again, if you have questions, concerns that this may be part of your situation in the work environment, please give us a call. Nomberg Law Firm is in Birmingham, Alabama, 205-930-6900. Nomberglaw.com is our website. We can also be found on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube.